It's time for my final death predictions for Stranger Things Season 5. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So today I've got my final death predictions for the final season of Stranger Things. I've got my tier list ready to go, and I have all the characters that we know are going to be in the season, including some returning who we just haven't seen in marketing just yet. Now, I have made a video like this after each trailer. So the To Doom date announcement, the teaser, and the official trailer. I did not do one for this final Volume 1 trailer because now we've had enough evidence and enough footage to put together my final predictions that represent the entire season, not based on just one trailer or the other, based on everything, along with my personal theories. Now, before I get into this, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below your final death predictions for Season 5, and of course, subscribe and hit that notification bell to help reach my goal of 150,000 subscribers here on the channel. It means quite a bit. And if you want to make your own tier list, you can fill it out, linked in the description and pinned comment of this video. Be sure to screenshot it, share it with me on Instagram stories, and I will repost it. And if you want extra content from the world of Stranger Things and beyond, Patreon is the place to be. Any support over there means a lot. And one final thing before we get down to this tier list, film stocked merch has arrived. You can get yours at Firefly Shop, linked in the description or in the pinned comment of this video. It's an awesome design and it'll only be on sale for a limited time, so be sure to get yours while you can. But without further ado, let's dive in. So the tiers I have are alive and well, should be safe, up in the air, not looking too good, and rip. But I've got 24 characters here. Again, these are characters who are either mains or characters that we know are going to be in this season that we just haven't seen much of in the marketing. And this is it. These are my final predictions. So whatever I say here, I think is going to happen, which I'm not feeling too good about. First up, we got Dustin Henderson. I've said in many videos up to this point over the past few years now that I think killing Dustin would be too cruel, and I'm going to stand by that. I don't think they're going to kill him. He's gone through too much grieving lately. He is very traumatized following the death of Eddie, and he's too beloved of a character to kill in my mind. Like, there are just some characters and franchises you don't mess with, and Dustin Henderson is one of them. Now, he's going to take a beating. We've seen him get his ass beat in the trailer as he's got bruises all over his face. He's going to get beat down, but he's going to fight like hell to stay alive and honor Eddie's name. He's got to live on, continue the Hellfire Club legacy, and rewrite history, letting everyone know Eddie was actually a hero. So he's got to guide the sheep, be the leader that Eddie saw in him. I believe he should be safe. I can't 100% say alive and well. I'm putting should be safe because, yes, he does have the bruises, but I can't 100% say he's going to live because who knows if the Duffers want to go the sick and twisted route this season. Only time will tell. But I'm saying Dustin should be safe, and I'm pretty confident in saying that. Next up, we've got Murray the Bald Eagle Bauman. The thing about Murray is he's always been sort of the comedic relief side character, but if you think about it, he doesn't really have that many familial ties, right? We see him living alone in isolation for various seasons. He's sort of a conspiracy theorist, anti-government kind of guy. When it comes down to it, I just think Murray is toast. I have no idea. And I think the Volume 1 trailer kind of solidified that. All we've seen of Murray and all the marketing so far is him in the Bradley's Big Buy getup. He has a name tag, I believe, Austin on, so he's going undercover as a delivery driver for Bradley's Big Buy, but that's all we've seen from him. So he's driving this truck, and he's with Robin. We've only seen him in one location, really, and that's outside the WSQK radio station. Well, if you factor in different shots from all the trailers, it looks like Demogorgons are certainly coming out of gates right in front of him from those tunnels, and they're going to be chasing after the truck that he's driving. In the most recent trailer, we see him laughing like a madman as these Demogorgons are on the truck, and I feel like this would just be a moment for him to get got. Taking it even one step further, I think Murray's going to go in the first 4 episodes. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the big death in Volume 1. So because of that, I am saying Murray is dying this season. R.I.P. to the man. He had a good run, but I think his time has come, and killing him would really solidify the stakes of this final season early on, letting us know, hey, no one is safe. Moving on, we've got Nancy Wheeler. This is a character I've been torn on throughout all of predictions, throughout all the marketing. Will she die? Won't she die? I just can't really commit even at this point, and because of that, I'm going up in the air. Based on what we've seen, she's certainly going to be in harm's way. She's packing heat in various scenes. Like, she's going to be taking down some Demogorgons and maybe even delivering some blows to Vecna, but will she end up dying? Character arc-wise, I don't think that would be the most satisfying. She's always been ambitious. She wants to be a journalist. I think it would be great if she ends up leaving Hawkins, not ending up up with Steve or Jonathan, going and doing her own thing as this big-time reporter and doing it her way, the right way, especially in the 80s. I think that would be awesome for her character, but I just think her fate is too up in the air. I could see her sacrificing herself for her sister, for her brother, for Jonathan, for Steve. Like, there are so many options for her to die. That's why I'm up in the air, but it wouldn't be the most satisfying character arc-wise at the same time, so that's why I'm putting her in that middle sort of neutral category where it could go either way. Next, we have Colonel Sullivan. That's right, Colonel Sullivan was spotted in the Volume 1 trailer that dropped yesterday, and I'll be honest with you, this man is dead. He's so dead. I'm putting him in RIP right now. I mean, he's a goner. Him and Murray are both toast, and Colonel Sullivan, along with pretty much all the other soldiers from the military base in downtown Hawkins, they're no more. I think they're going to be basically destroyed within seconds by the Demogorgons, and it's going to be a massacre that makes the massacred Hawkins lab look like child's play. Next, we have a new addition to the show, Dr. K, played by Linda Hamilton, of course, Sarah Connor from the Terminator franchise. This character's role has kind of been under wraps. We don't know exactly what her purpose is, but she is involved with the military base in downtown Hawkins. Seemingly, she's after 11. That's kind of what I gather. We don't know who she is. There's theories she's somehow connected to Brenner. She could somehow be connected to 11 in a familial relationship. I don't buy that. I think that's a bit outlandish, but when it comes down to it, let's be real, she's dying. Almost every time a new character is introduced in the show like this, they're gone. I think she's gonna die. I think Sullivan has a higher chance of dying, so I'll put her right here. But all three of the characters I have down there right now, fairly confident they are going to die, and they're not even gonna make it to the series finale. Next, we have Derek Turnbow, another new character in Season 5. This character is apparently a bully. We haven't really seen much of him. The shots we have seen of him, he is either getting jumped on by Will in the barn setting, or he's being guarded by Mike as this Demogorgon attack is happening. Killing that young of a kid might be a gutsy move for the Duffers, but they do have a knack for introducing new characters and then killing them off. We've seen them do it season after season. We saw it with Bob, we saw it with Eddie, the list goes on and on. I'm gonna say he is up in the air. I think he's a little safer than Nancy, so I'll put him right here. But up in the air. I'm not fully decided on that character. Now, next we have Steve Harrington, one of my personal favorites in the show, a lot of people's favorite character. I genuinely don't think he's gonna die. I know a lot of people are on this train that Steve's gonna die. Like with every season, it's always a name that pops up, but to me, I'm looking at the character arc here, I just don't think him going would really be that satisfying. I don't know what it would deliver to the show, because every season when it comes to Steve, he's always like, oh, I'm gonna make the sacrifice play, you guys hold back. I think if they were gonna kill Steve, they would have. Don't know how necessary it would be to kill him, because if you think about it, his biggest connections to characters, probably Nancy, Robin, and Dustin. So Dustin has already lost an older brother figure, and Eddie, if they killed him, it would just be a bit of a repetitive beat and wouldn't really help Dustin with his grieving process. Of course, it would be brutal to see Robin lose Steve, and then Nancy losing Steve. They're not together anymore. So Steve dying wouldn't be the most impactful character-wise. I love him. I think it would impact us, the fans, but I'm talking killing him within the group. I can name 5 other deaths that would have more of an impact on more characters, if that makes sense. I don't want him to die. I'm not saying his death would be meaningless. I'm just saying there are more impactful deaths that could pack more of an emotional punch to the characters, because that would hurt the fans maybe the most, but the characters on the show is a different story. So I'm gonna say Steve. Honestly, I'll go up in the air just because, of course, he is killable. I'll put him right here. I don't really think he's like not looking too good or RIP based on what we've seen. Now, next we have Ted Wheeler, and I'll be honest with you, I think Ted is not looking too good. I'm gonna put him right in this tier.
Are you hearing this?
I don't know if they want to kill the father of the Wheeler family, but we know that Karen and Holly are in trouble, and we've only seen like one shot of Ted in this one picture that was released, I think, in a magazine article. So it's hard to have much optimism for him. I can't say RIP, but it's really not looking too good for Ted Wheeler, let's be real. And next we have Mike, and I'll come right out and say it, Mike's not dying. I'm putting him in alive and well right now. I've wrestled with who of the OG kids are the least safe or most safe. Mike Wheeler is the original kid of the show. They are not killing him. I believe even recently the Duffers said in an interview, they were like, Mike, when we were writing season 1, was like a stand-in for us. They're not killing him. They might kill those around Mike, but Mike Wheeler will live to tell this story. He is the main kid from season 1. He is alive and well. He's gonna go through some hell this season, but 11 and Will are in much more danger than him. Mike will live. I'm very confident that I'm not worried about him dying at all. Next, we have Robin Buckley. I love this character. She's probably a top 5, top 6 character for me. Highly underrated in her introduction in season 3. Immediately added a much needed burst to the show. Like, she's awesome, right? When it comes down to it, I'm kind of in that up in the air tier with her as well. Eileen should be safe though. In fact, I'm gonna put her there right now. I think she should be safe. I just have a feeling they won't kill her. She was introduced in season 3. She made it out of season 3. She made it out of season 4. What do we gain from killing Robin? I love her to death, but you have to think her biggest emotional connections with Steve Those characters, who I adore, by the way, are more second, third tier characters this season. Will and Eleven and Mike are going to have a lot of the focus on them. You got, Hopper, Joyce, and Henry, Creel, or Vecna, if you will. All these characters are going to have much more prominent, important roles with answering the big questions and bringing the story to a close. I just don't see them killing Robin, so she should be safe. We do have a shot of her, with Murray. She's in that truck being chased by the demos, so automatically that's concerning. But if you look at all the marketing thus far, we've seen her in various outfits, various locations. I mean, multiple locations for Robin, so she's clearly making it through a good chunk of these episodes. I just don't know what they would gain from offing her personally, and it would hurt me badly, especially because they just set up her and Vicky. I feel like they want to give, this character a happy ending, so I think she should be safe. Now, next we have Lieutenant Akers, played by Alex Bro, a new character who seemingly is like second in command right below Dr. K with this military-based storyline. Let's be real, rip. He's dead. I'm going to put him right here. I mean, a lot of these military characters, they're going to get, destroyed, probably in episode 4 Sorcerer, if I had to guess. So Lieutenant Akers is on this tier list because he is on the poster, if you look at the bottom right corner, but he's cooked just like Dr. K, just like Colonel Sullivan. They're all gone, in my opinion. Next, we have Lucas Sinclair. The trailers want us to think Lucas is a dead man walking. I don't know if I can buy it, but in the past 3, you got a shot of him, blood on his shirt in the tunnels, backing up as a Demogorgon approaches him. In the most recent trailer, it looks like he's pinned between a Demogorgon and a dead end. And of course, he's running from Demodogs as he's holding Max in the hospital. He's gonna make it through a chunk of the season, and I do believe Lucas will have a happy ending, because I don't know if they want to kill him. But guys, I can't say right now that I'm that confident in him living. I think there's a world where he straight up just is alive and well. He should be safe to my eyes, but I'm leaning not looking too good or up in the air for Lucas. And maybe I'm buying in, doing exactly what they want me to do, falling into their trap. But damn it, I'm starting to get a sick feeling in my stomach that he might sacrifice himself for Max. I think they do deserve that happy ending at the movies. Killing him would hurt me greatly. Gotta be honest right now. I'm not saying he's gonna die. You only are guaranteed death, in my opinion, if I put you in RIP. But I have to say, not looking too good for him. I'm putting him right here. It's not looking too good for the man. So I think I'm going there with it. There are so many shots in different locations of him in imminent danger, and I could totally see him sacrificing himself for Max in the end. So I have to say, it's not looking too good for Lucas. That doesn't guarantee his death, but of the OG kids, him and Will have a much higher likelihood of death than Mike and Dustin. Next is Jonathan. And I'm putting Jonathan right here with these characters. I think Jonathan goes with Steve and Nancy. That trio, one of them probably going to go, if I'm being honest. So that's why I have them all up in the air. There's a good chance Jonathan is the one to go of those 3. I just don't know how they want to wrap up Jancy. I don't know what they want to do with those 3 characters. I mean, they're together for a lot of this season. It's tough. It's tough. I could totally see a world where Jonathan ends up biting the dust, and only time will tell. But man, that trio right there, as you guys can see, someone going, that would be a really painful death, and it would have a huge impact if it was Jonathan dying on Joyce, on Will, on Mike, on Nancy. It would be hard for everyone. After the teaser trailer, I really thought Jonathan was in serious trouble, but they've kind of pulled the reins back on that a little bit, and it seems like he's gonna have a safer path to making it out alive. I don't know what to think. Honestly, guys, this trio, flip a coin, I don't know. That's why they're up in the air. Next, we have Holly Wheeler. As much danger as she's going to be put in, because it seems like she's going to be the one vanishing, and there's literally a shot of her falling through the sky in what looks like Dimension X, and Henry's going to have, her in a trance, kidnapping her, all this stuff. I have this feeling that she's just going to be safe, or straight up, dare I say, alive and well. I don't know if I can go that far because of the evidence we have where she is under attack by a Demogorgon, so I'm going to put her in should be safe. I don't think they're going to kill her, but I'm going to put her in should be safe. Probably like right here in the back of should be safe, because she's more closer to up in the air. I just don't imagine them killing little Holly Wheeler. Now, next we have Vicky, another one of those characters who I'll just say is going to be alive and well. I'll put her right here. I don't see a need to kill Vicky. The death would impact Robin. It wouldn't really impact anyone else. So I think Vicky is going to be just fine. She might not even be in the show enough to warrant killing, if that makes sense. So I think she's going to be just fine. Next we have Will Byers. And look, they have marketed this show in a way where Will and Vecna's connection is going to be crucial in the finale of this show. Like, things are going to be retconned this season. Even in the first 5 minutes that were released, it's very apparent that something greater has happened between those two behind the scenes. It's going to recontextualize the show as we know it. The Mind Flayer is going to come into play, and Will could very well be repossessed in a sense and be serving as a spy in the back half of the season. Could that result in his death? Is there a world where the only way to stop Vecna, the Mind Flayer, and the Upside Down is to kill Will? Certainly a possibility. So because of that, I can't say he should be safe. I want to. I think killing him would be dark, especially considering his genuine baggage at this point, where he went through hell in season 1, he went through hell in season 2, he's had this connection, and really his life's been altered forever ever since November 6, 1983, so killing him would be harsh, straight up. But is there a way they can do that and have it work? Could they kill him and bring him back, similar to how they did with Max in season 4? They could probably do something like that. I just gotta be real though, it's not looking too good for him right now. I have someone else who I'll put in Rip over him, but it's not looking too good. I'm going right here at the back, meaning he's closer to Rip. Next we have Dr. Owens, who has not been shown in any of the marketing, but we do know he's gonna be in this final season. I can envision Dr. Owens having this plotline where he sacrifices himself because of some guilt he has with how things went down with 11. I also believe that Hopper's going to be breaking in, and Elle are going to be breaking into the military lab base to try and get him to potentially have him help them create a Soteria type chip or some sort of weapon they can use to combat Vecna and weaken his powers. That's a wild theory I have. We'll see if it ends up happening or not. But I just see him dying. I'm going to put him right here. I'm not very confident in Dr. Owens making it out of this one. He almost died in season 2, and I think they're going to finish that off here in season 5, where he's going to sacrifice himself, maybe even taking out Colonel Sullivan and some of these other characters in the process. Next, we have Joyce Byers. I would be stunned if they killed Joyce. It would be a very impactful death. Obviously, it would wreck Will, it would wreck Jonathan. Jopper endgame would not be possible. 11 would be devastated if she makes it out. I just think she is so willing to do whatever it takes to save her son, to put her life on the line, that I don't think she's going to be 100% alive and well. In my world, yeah, I'd love that. Joyce dying, though, it's something that I'm kind of up in the air about. She's more in the line of fire this season. She's got an axe in front of everyone as the Demogorgon busts the door down. I'm going to go up in the air with Joyce. I'll put her right here, because I do think she's closer to should be safe, but I'm kind of up in the air just because, man, how messed up would that be? Come on, especially if she sacrifices herself for a kid. It would almost be poetic in a weird way, where her child's gone through hell, so she has to sacrifice herself to save him. There's some beauty in that in a dark, twisted way. So we'll see what happens, but I just think up in the air for her, kind of like, I'm leaning should be safe, but I'm not 100% sure. Next, we have Vecna. Henry, a goner. There's no way he makes it out of the show alive. He has to go out with the Upside Downs. The only way to really have a satisfying ending, in my opinion, so I'm going to say RIP to Vecna. I'm pretty sure of all these characters, Vecna is probably the deadest of the bunch. I think Vecna's 100% dead. How that happens, that's the surprise. That's the mystery of it all. We'll find out. But there's no way Vecna survives, all right? Evil's not going to win. Evil dies tonight, dare I say. R.I.P. Vecna. Evil dies tonight! Next, we have Hopper. I have a feeling Hopper lives, and my reasoning is this simple. Hopper died in the show already. He already has a second lease on life. It would be a bit repetitive at this point to go kill him. And I've kind of gone back and forth on this. You know, he has a whole moment in season 4 where he's like, everyone in my life I hurt, and he's questioning his worth and having a lot of self-doubt. I just think that at the end of the day, he's going to do whatever it takes to protect those around him, and that might not be enough. You know, he might lose someone near and dear to him, but he's got to survive for his character arc. He has to grow, in my opinion, and learn to move on. If he experiences one last devastating loss, he's got to learn to move on and grow from that, and I think that he's going to be, frankly, I'll say it, alive and well. I think he's going to be up here with Mike. I think alive and well for Hopper just makes the most sense for his character. Yes, he's going to be in harm's way. He's in the Upside Down with Elle. He's going to be in the line of fire, but I think Hopper has to make it out alive. Now, next we have Max Mayfield, who's in a coma, and we actually haven't seen her awake in any of the footage for season 5, so automatically I can't say she's alive and well. She has a chance of dying. She's been in a coma this whole time, for 18 months between seasons, mind you. But using similar logic as I did with Hopper, Max already died, like genuinely was dead for a minute in this show and then was brought back and has just been in a coma since then. So if the Duffers were going to kill her, she would have died in season 4 and stayed dead. She's coming back for a reason. She's going to fully wake up from that coma, and I think she's going to live. It'd be satisfying. It would be a fitting end to her character where she gets out of that hole. In season 4, she's been very depressed since the loss of Billy and is dealing with, again, trauma. She's mourning, she's grieving, she's very down in the dumps. To kill her, I think would be a disservice. I think we need to see her survive and end up getting out of that hole, having a happy ending, because it shows that perseverance is key in life, and she went through literal hell and made it out, showing that, hey, no matter how hard things get, you can always push through, and you just got to keep swimming, essentially, to reference Finding Nemo. So to me, I think Max should be safe, and I think that might be wild because I know she's in a coma, but right now I gotta say she should be safe, so I'm gonna put her right here. I just think killing her would be a disservice at this point, and they would have left her dead if she was going to die. Next we have Erica, to me the safest character in the show. I'm putting her up here. They're just not killing her. There's nothing to gain from killing her. I think she's so young and has been innocent for a lot of the show that killing her would just be beyond cruel and reaching a level the Duffer Brothers wouldn't want to mess with. So I think Erica is safe. Next we have Karen Wheeler. I'm gonna say it right now, not looking too good, guys. Not looking too good. I'm putting it right here. She has been shown in this bathtub with Holly. We know that a Demogorgon is gonna come after her and Holly. When? Who's to say? Vecna could be involved in that directly as well. So I'm saying it's not looking too good for her. And I just have a gut feeling she could go. I think it's like flip a coin between her and Ted. That's why they're both not looking too good. One of them's probably gonna die early on this season. And the final character here is 11. The face of Stranger Things in many ways. A character who's had an incredible journey thus far. And each season we learn something new about her as she uncovers something from her past that she herself didn't even remember or know. So here in season 5, I expect more of the same. There's probably going to be huge revelations with this character about potential connections to Vecna and just her whole journey and connection to the Upside Down in general. Things will be unraveled as season 5 progresses, and ultimately I think she will make the sacrifice play. That's right. I think she's going to be the big death of this season. I haven't really put a huge main character down there yet, and to me, she's going to be the one to go. I've said this for years now, and I'm going to say it again. You've probably heard it a bunch if you followed the channel for any amount of time. Things turned upside down upon her arrival, so in order to get things right side up, she's got to go. And I hate to say it, I just think she's going to have a sacrificial moment where potentially everyone's been in the Upside Down for an episode or two, and she's, everyone's getting out one by one, and she has to close the gate and stay back, sacrificing herself, but also killing Vecna in the process. So I'm going to say RIP to 11, which will be probably the most devastating death in the entire show, without a doubt. You got to think Hopper loses another daughter, Joyce loses a daughter, Mike loses his the love of his life, essentially. I mean, it's going to forever change the show and rip all of our hearts out, but to me, it's going to be the big death of the season, and I felt that way forever. I'm sticking with it. I could be wrong. Frankly, I hope I'm wrong. I hope they don't kill any main characters, but still have those emotional stakes and allow it to feel felt and real, but someone has to pay the price. I always reference National Treasure. I say someone's got to go to prison, Ben. I think that's going to be 11 this time around, unfortunately, guys. But that does it for my tier list ranking of my final death predictions for Stranger Things Season 5. Make sure to fill out your own tier list, tag me on your Instagram story, and I'll repost it, and of course, comment down below what tiers you would place all these characters in. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and if you want some film stock merch, you can get it at Firefly Shop, linked in the description or in the pinned comment of this video. If you do snag some merch, again, share a picture with me. I'll be sure to feature it in a video and post it on my Instagram story. That does it for my final death predictions. We're only 2 days away from Season 5 Volume 1 premiering on Netflix. I'm doing a big live stream on Wednesday leading up to, so we can talk final predictions and theories there. So make sure you have that notification bell turned on to be notified when I go live. But that does it for this video. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Lots of Stranger Things 5 coverage coming this week you won't want to miss. But until next time, I'll see you on the other side of the Upside Down.